Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll share a time-saving workflow using QuickMagic AI, a fairly mainstream video-based AI mocap tool, to quickly generate 3D motion from a single clip, and then apply that animation to your character and your project in Blender. If you can model, you can make your character move. Think of this as a quick start. It's not about perfect results in one pass, but it saves you a ton of time messing around from scratch, so you can focus on shots, pacing, and the feel you want to convey. I'll walk through the whole thing with this example, and I'll point out a few common issues along the way. Even if you're not confident with animation yet, just follow along. Let's get started. First, let me walk you through the full workflow. Once the model is finished, we move into the rigging stage. For this character I use two add-ons for the main rigging, AutoRig Pro and Facete. I start with the body using AutoRig Pro. Select the body mesh. Click Get Selected Objects. Click Add Neck, start from the neck, and assign the key points step by step. Then follow the reference image on the side to roughly place the joints. Next click Go to generate the rig. Once it's generated, don't rush. Tweak the joint positions to match your character's proportions.
In the side view, place the backward bones as close as possible to the body's center of mass. Then adjust the finger rotation directions to match your model. When it looks right,
click Match to Rig to generate the controllers. For animation you'll mainly adjust these controllers, then exit Pose Mode, select the mesh first, then select the controllers. In the skin panel click Bind, and the body is rigged. Next is the facial setup. I use Facete for the face for two reasons. First, the facial result is genuinely better than AutoRig Pro in many cases. Second, if you plan to use facial animation from QuickMagic AI later, Facete-rigged characters are usually a better fit. Facete is mostly just following the menu in order. Click Register Face Objects. Select the head mesh, click the main button, and assign it as the head. Then assign the left and right eyeballs. And I also include the eye highlight parts. Next add the upper teeth, lower teeth, and the tongue. Select the teeth mesh. You can go into edit mode. Press L to select the upper teeth and add it to the upper teeth slot. Then add the lower teeth and the tongue. Then add brows and eyelashes. Add hair as well. And if you have small hard accessories, put them into rigid. Next go to the rig menu, click Generate Landmarks to create the mask, move the mask points and align them to the facial features. Once the front view looks good, click Project Landmarks, and do a quick alignment from the side too. When everything lines up, click Generate Facete Rig. Keep the default settings here, and click OK. This step will generate the facial bones. Then click Bind to finish binding. Here as well, keep the default settings, and click OK. At this point, the bones are already bound to the face. Next go to the Expressions menu, click Load Facete Expressions. Keep the defaults and hit OK. Now you'll get the 52 ARKit expressions, and it will automatically create an animation for each expression. You can select the model. Click the knife icon, and then choose Sculpt Mode or Edit Mode below to tweak any expressions that look weird or off. Click the mirror button to copy the adjusted left eyelid expression to the right eye. Once you're happy, go to the Bake menu, click Bake Shape Keys to bake those 52 expressions into the model shape keys. In the Shapes menu, you can control how exaggerated each expression is, I'll keep it default here, but you can turn it up or down depending on your needs. Finally, go to Control. Click Generate Control Rig to add the facial control rig. And that completes the facial setup. Last step is making the facial rig follow the head. I set the facial setup as a child of the head. Go into Pose mode and select the head bone. In Facet, click Set Child of, so when you move the head, the facial controls move with it. Select the facial bones, enter Pose mode, and press A to select all. Then exit Pose mode, select the body rig, and enter Pose mode again. Select the head bone, press Ctrl+P, and parent the facial bones to the head. So the facial bones will follow the head movement. And that makes animation much easier later. Next, let's move into the animation part. For this project, the motion is mostly made with Quick Magic AI. Before you start, first plan the shot and the motion you want, then find a performance video that matches what you have in mind. If you're good at acting it out, you can absolutely record your own motion clip, but if you're like me and acting isn't really your thing, let's just say I'm still working on it, and you can't find the exact motion you imagine online, that's fine. You can generate a motion video with AI as a reference. This time I used Grok and Midjourney to generate a few motion clips. You can pause here and check my prompts. A few tips for the motion video. Try to keep the full body in frame. Use a flat eye level view angle. Avoid dramatic camera angles. And keep the camera as steady as possible. That makes the tracking more reliable. Once your motion video is ready, open Quick Magic. The interface is pretty straightforward. Upload the video in the center. Drag the playhead down to quickly preview the video. Then in output format on the right, choose a website preset model. In my case, I make body motion and facial motion separately, so we'll start with the first shot, the walk-in shot here. I'm using the Mixamo preset because Mixamo works really well when retargeting with AutoRig Pro. Drag the Mixamo model in and generate the animation. Click Next. Here you can choose full body or upper body animation. You can decide whether to include hand motion. You can set the frame rate or pick the starting joint frame. Down here, physical optimization has two versions. For most mocap videos, I feel version 1.0 is already enough. V2.0 can look a bit more refined, but it also depends on how much you plan to tweak the result later. In my case, I mainly use V1.0 and then click Generate Now. When it's done, go to my project to review the result. Click 2D Refinement to enter the edit mode. This is where you correct wrong poses. On the left UI you can select body parts. Red means the part is selected. You can step frame by frame with the left and right arrow keys, or directly move the green joint handles on the character to adjust the pose. I usually start by selecting one side of the body and playing through the clip to check for left-right mirror joint issues. If that happens, click Mirror to flip it. Next, check the Frame Interpolation tool at the bottom. It's used to automatically smooth the transition between frames. Click Use Current first to set the current good frame, frame 48, as the start. Then play forward to the end point you think looks fine. Click Use Current again to set frame 56 as the end frame. Finally, click Frame Interpolation. Quick Magic AI will automatically smooth and fix the bad frames in between. Next, go to the IK section and foot IKFK. Red means the foot is planted and should not move. Green means it's in the air or moving. I check it frame by frame. And if the color is wrong, I click the corresponding foot button to flip the state. For the feet, the interpolation workflow is the same as the body. Once the foot IK looks good, click Save to apply the changes. And finally export the animation. Next, let's bring the animation into Blender. I'll just drag the file in. When you import it, make sure to enable the armature option for automatic bone orientation. Then click Import. Once it's in, we want to transfer this walk animation onto our own character. For easier viewing, I create an empty object and parent the imported animation under that empty, so the scene stays cleaner. Then open the AutoRig Pro menu, expand Remap, select the imported animation armature. Use the eyedropper and set it as the source armature. Then select your character's rig. Use the eyedropper and set it as the target armature. Next, click Select Multiple Source Animations for retargeting, and make sure only the walk animation we just imported is checked. Then click Auto Scale, so the source rig matches our character's scale. Next, click Build Bones List. Now select your character and go into Pose mode. Pick the outermost pelvis controller. That's the body root. Hit the refresh button. AutoRig Pro will detect the root automatically. Enable Set as Root. Then click the small arrow next to Import, and choose the Mixamo preset, FK Arms, IK Legs. This lets the add-on assign the leg IK controls based on the Mixamo setup. Next, click Redefine Rest Pose. Select the arms and legs. Click Copy Selected Bones Rotation, so the arm and leg angles match your character's default pose. Then click Apply. After that, reset the source walk rig back to its starting position, otherwise the retarget animation can end up with weird knee placement. And finally click Retarget. Now the walk animation exported from QuickMagic is fully transferred onto your own character. If the animation isn't perfect, for example here, my custom rig has different proportions from the Mixamo rig, so the shoulders look a bit narrow and they sink down a little. Fixing that frame by frame would drive me crazy, so I use an Animation Layers add-on to correct it faster. First enable Turn Animation Layers on, then click the plus button to add a new layer. On the new layer, you only fix what you don't like, such as the sinking shoulders. Turn on auto keying, go into Pose mode. Raise the shoulders a bit, open the arms slightly outward, then select the wrist. Adjust until it looks right. When you're happy, click Merge Bake. To bake this layer back into the original animation, you can use the same approach to polish mocap results, and if you also get jittering or frame pops, you can fix that with animation curves. But I know a lot of modelers aren't comfortable with the graph editor yet. So here's a super practical trick that's easy to use. Select the controller, open the graph editor, find the curve that looks jittery, press Alt+S and choose Smooth, and it will even out the rotation curve. If you feel there are way too many keyframes and it's impossible to edit manually, go to the key menu, find Density, and click Decimate, then move your mouse left and right to reduce the keyframes on the curve, or add more keyframes if needed, so the curve becomes easier to manage. Next is facial animation. I also generate the facial motion in QuickMagic. The workflow is similar to the body motion. You import a video first. Here I recommend using a front-facing head video where the face is looking straight at the camera. Make the expressions clear, and it's totally fine to exaggerate them a bit for better results. Then drag the official only face model onto the video, click Next, and I keep the other settings default and generate it. At the moment QuickMagic AI doesn't have a very detailed 2D editing tool yet, so you can't really do precise edits on eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm guessing they'll add more detailed facial editing tools in future updates. Once it's generated, export the facial animation and import it into Blender. When importing, enable the armature option for automatic bone orientation again, and click Import. After it's imported, open the end sidebar. Choose the Facade add-on, go to the Mocap menu, expand Shape Key Retarget to FBX, and Source Action. Select the facial animation you just imported. If you're not sure which one it is, expand the head object in the outliner, open Animation, and check the action name. Once you've confirmed the correct one, then choose Control Rig Targets, which retargets the facial animation onto the controllers. Next click Initialize Retargeting. Then click Retarget Action, hit OK in the pop-up, and now the facial animation is baked onto the facial control rig. Next, you can fine-tune things based on the facial animation. For example, sometimes the eyelids don't fully close during a blink, or certain expressions need small adjustments. For facial fixes, I use the same approach as the body animation. I use the Animation Layers add-on. And that's basically the full workflow I use to create the animation for this character. Also, QuickMagic is really good at capturing dance moves too. Here's a quick test I made. In my opinion, this workflow, using AI-generated videos together with QuickMagic AI, can be used in both game and film projects. Or Shot 1 and Shot 2. I use videos generated with Midjourney for both body and facial motion. For Shot 3, the body motion comes from a video generated with Grok. As for the smoke effect in Shot 3, I drew it using Blender's Grease Pencil, and if you're interested in Grease Pencil, I can make a separate video about it later. Okay, that's the workflow I used to animate this character. I honestly recommend giving it a try. It can save a lot of time on your project. I've put the QuickMagic AI link below, and if you sign up through my link, you can get 70 V-Coins. Also, the V-Coins you get after subscribing won't expire, so even after your membership ends, you can still use them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell, so you won't miss future uploads. In the next video I'll share how I use AI to create this character model, including the workflow and tips. See you next time, bye.